I feel having the Democrats in with us is absolutely vital, because this should be a bipartisan bill. This should be a bill of love. Truly, it should be a bill of love, and we can do that.
President Trump promising a bill of love during his extraordinary bipartisan immigration meeting. Some conservatives, though, slammed it as, quote, a DACA love fest. But others, like Senator Lindsey Graham, were all aboard the love train.
I don't know if the Republican and Democratic Party can define love, but I think what we can do is do what the American people want us to do.
Moments ago, I spoke to Senator Lindsey Graham about that. A lot of talk about love in that meeting yesterday, and I know that you felt that it was an extraordinary meeting, which I think a lot of us who watched it thought it was pretty incredible in a number of ways. You should do it once a week, right? Let me play for you what some of the critics had to say, and I want to hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
I think Donald Trump got his Gang of 8 tattoo tonight, and the members-only jacket for Rhino Cuck Immigration Squishes, because this is a guy who literally sat there today and shredded the entire Bannon-Steve Miller agenda.
When Kevin McCarthy is the hardliner on immigration in the room, I think we can call this the lowest day in the Trump presidency.
Those folks are not too happy, Senator Graham.
Well, that's okay. Those folks don't have to solve problems. The president does. He's got to work with Democrats to fix problems like immigration. They don't. They're pretty much outliers when it comes to where the American people are. 62% of the Trump voters support a pathway to citizenship for the DREAM Act kids if you secure the border. We're not going to have a deal without a wall component. You need a wall component. I think the president did a fabulous job of talking about this problem. He did it in a smart way, in a compassionate way. And, his job is not to sell books. His job is not to carry a TV show. His job is to solve problems, and he's got to work with Democrats. And I was proud of my president yesterday.
I mean, I think everybody who listens to you can completely understand the task that you all have at hand. And I think whenever anyone runs for president, they tend to run, sort of with a stronger stance on certain issues. And then when they hit the reality of getting things done, as this president seems to want to do, it changes a bit. But it's very interesting when you look back at some of the rhetoric from the campaign. Jeb Bush was the one who talked about it being an act of love, and he was lambasted by the president. Watch what was posted by the Trump campaign during the campaign.
Yes, they broke the law, but it's not a felony. It's kind of it's an act of love.
Screen has said, love, forget love. It is time to get tough. So has the president given away too much already in this negotiation? And where is this whole thing headed?
I hope it's headed to phase one, where we get border security for the DREAM Act, the DACA kids having a pathway to citizenship, that we end the diversity lottery like the president demands, and he's right to demand it, that we start breaking chain migration, that we get a deal that represents where the American people are. 83% of the American people support a pathway to citizenship. Overwhelming numbers support border security. I think most people think the diversity lottery is kind of crazy. This president is no longer a candidate. He's the president of all of us. You can't get this problem fixed without working with Democrats. You need 60 votes. And what I saw yesterday was a man who understood the issue, was in command of the room, listened intently, is going to take this country to a solution. For 10 years, I've been working on this. Obama tried it, couldn't do it. Bush tried it, couldn't do it. Donald Trump will be the president that can do it. He's got credibility on the border security issue that nobody else has. He does have compassion in his heart for these kids. We're going to get a good deal under his leadership. And the difference between being a radio talk show host and a TV personality and president is that as president, you got to solve problems.
Let me ask you before I let you go, when is it going to happen? When is that going to happen? Is it going to be part of this continuing resolution? Is any of it going to be part of that? Or is that going to be a clean bill that gets passed on the 19th? I talked to the vice president about this morning. Or is it, and then it comes later? How do you see it right now?
Right. If it doesn't happen in January, I'm not so sure it's ever going to happen. Both sides can say no to each other, but we've been doing that for 10 years. We've got a moment in time here to have a breakthrough on immigration that makes sense, border security for the DACA kids and some other things, entering ending the diversity lottery, but it will break through in terms of military spending increases. If we can get an agreement on immigration, then we can start to rebuild our military in a bipartisan fashion. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot of lives going to be affected by what we do. We got a chance here to fix a problem on immigration and rebuild our military. And I'm urging the president to continue what you did yesterday, lead this nation, challenge Democrats to meet you in the middle, and get this thing done. Mr. President, you're the right guy at the right time. You can do it. Nobody else has been able to do it, and I want to help you.
It sounds like you and the White House are on different pages in terms of timing. So that's something that's going to have to be resolved. And
right.
We'll stick around for the next chapter on that. Senator Graham, always good to talk to you, sir. Thank you so much for being on the story tonight.
Thank you.